Hey everybody, I have a quick question. Tell me in the comments if this sounds familiar. It's Sunday evening and you're winding down from a weekend full of family and personal activities. And slowly your mind begins to transition to the upcoming week. And then it hits you. You never opened your laptop or touched that project that you brought home for weekend catch-up work. From there, you begin to spiral down as the anxiety and stress begins to set in. It's called the Sunday blues because once again, you feel frustrated and helpless. Helpless and trapped in an endless cycle that doesn't align with what you really want in your life. Now, it's the end of the first quarter of 26, and I'll bet you came into the new year with lots of great ideas and resolutions for change. And yet here you are still struggling through everything you promised yourself to overcome this year. Well, here's the good news. There's still plenty of time left in the year, but you need commitment and you need a game plan. But first, let me let you in on a little secret. You're not alone. Only about 9% of the people actually keep New Year's resolutions through the end of the year. In fact, 23% bail within the first 2 weeks of the year, and 64% give up by the end of January. Like I said, there's still plenty of time left in the year. You can still begin building a new you, and I can help you get there. So if you truly are ready to take back control and align your life with your true inner self, then let's get started together right now. In this episode, I'm going to outline a 5-step tactical framework to fuel your personal transformation. Now, this is based on the same process I use during my one-on-one coaching. So let's get started where you left off at the beginning of the year, goals and resolutions. What were those New Year goals and resolutions that you identified? What progress have you made, and where have you stumbled? And more importantly, how do they align with where you are now? What are you truly seeking? Take some time, pause the program if it helps, but let's make sure you establish a solid foundation before moving forward. When ready, how do your responses align with your true inner purpose? For me, living life with intention is the foundation of personal transformation. It's the process of trying to understand and align with your true divine purpose in life. It's your spiritual connection, your calling with your soul. It's the foundation of your true inner self. And getting in touch with your true inner self is a lifestyle. And when mastered, you'll begin to recognize a shift from living reactively to living proactively. Your purpose and intentions will guide your decisions. Honestly, I'm so invested in this approach that I created a guided workbook called Living Life with Intention. I'll leave a link in the description below as my free gift to help you get started. It should take less than an hour to complete, and it'll be foundational for the next step in your journey to identify with clarity what's missing from your life. Understand, this is a deeply internal and private exercise. It's not about trying to please other people in your life. It has nothing to do with their perceptions of who you are or who you need to be. Rather, think of this as an exercise for alignment between you and God. Why are you here, and what is your purpose? When you complete the workbook, think about your responses and how they align with the work you did in step 1 and at the beginning of the year. The next step is to turn your attention to identifying your limiting beliefs. Psychology tells us that we spend the first 7 years of our life learning from others around us. Our parents, teachers, other adults, siblings. We watch and we learn. We learn how to act, react, or respond in various situations. We are essentially being programmed for our life ahead. And during that process, we develop our self-perception based on, of all things, those perceptions we inherited from others. Let's stop to think about that for a minute. As children, we learn to identify who we are based on the perceptions of who we are from the perceptions of those trusted individuals around us. You could say those individuals are the programmers of your subconscious beliefs. This includes both the good and the bad. When I was young, my dad would sometimes react by telling me I was stupid or dumb. Now, granted, I was probably doing some pretty stupid or dumb kid stuff, but words have meaning. I'm sure you can understand how, over time, that kind of feedback could indeed impact a kid's subconscious beliefs. And when something like that is left unchecked, it can quietly haunt us or haunt an individual throughout their life. Now, it just so happens that in my case, it became the driving force for me to complete multiple graduate degrees while attending college part-time for many years. Perhaps you experienced something similar. Maybe you heard you're not very autistic, or you're not good at sports, or too short, or too big, whatever. Maybe you were innocently laughed at by the kids at school, and now you're afraid to speak in public. Drop a note in the comments below. What limiting belief can you attribute to a childhood experience? Now, here's the interesting thing. We may not even be able to associate a limiting belief with a specific incident or scenario. More often than not, our current beliefs are based on those prior experiences and situations held deep within the subconscious mind and quietly influencing our current behavior. Who would have thought that getting laughed at in grade school could quietly affect one's ability to speak in public years later as an adult? Which brings us to our next step, reprogramming your subconscious beliefs. Science has proven that when using the right approach, you can reprogram negative subconscious beliefs and emotions by instilling more empowering alternative beliefs. Now, if you follow my channel, you may already know my story. I had a profound fear of heights until I found out about a program called PSYCH-K. The more I read about PSYCH-K, the more fascinated I became. So I decided to sign up for a basic 3-day workshop. On day 3, I was encouraged to volunteer for an exercise on transferring fears. What happened next was truly transformational. Within 15 minutes, I felt a shift. 2 days after I got back home, I hiked to the edge of a cliff and I looked down, something I had never been able to do before. I had reprogrammed my subconscious fear of heights. And man, what a life-altering experience. If only I had done that years ago. Fast forward to today, I have completely transformed my life, and I'm now dedicated to helping others like you experience the same subconscious belief transformations, regardless of the unique situations or conditions. My one-on-one coaching supports young professionals working through those deep-seated, unresolved subconscious beliefs that are holding them back from achieving their personal and professional aspirations, desires, and goals. And just as a quick sidebar, I recognize there are several other belief change modalities available. However, I prefer PSYCH-K for a couple reasons. First, I understand both the science and spiritual aspects of the program, and I've experienced the results of deep transformation by following the defined process. I've also witnessed direct changes in the people that I work with. And perhaps most importantly, unlike many other modalities, with PSYCH-K, the individual is doing the actual work, the internal transformation. The PSYCH-K facilitator isn't considered a healer, but rather a facilitator that provides a safe space for change and gently guides the transformation process. What could be better than that? Honestly, I continue to use it daily to help keep me balanced and provide the focus that I need to stay the course. In addition to coaching, my online Shed Your Fears program offers an alternative self-paced option for those who prefer working on their own. And while I'd love to have the opportunity to work with you, the more important thing is to make sure you are focusing on getting the support that you need to align your life with your true inner self. Which brings us to our final step, be non-wavering and own your destiny. Now, admittedly, this can be challenging, especially when your old identity keeps trying to pull you back. But that's why I created 4 self-truisms to help you stay grounded throughout your transformation journey. This includes growth will change my relationships. As you grow, not everyone will grow with you. Your energy and priorities shift. Discomfort is evidence of transformation. If change feels uncomfortable, that doesn't mean there's something wrong. It means something is shifting. My authentic self is more important than approval. Living authentically will sometimes disappoint people who preferred the old version of you. And finally, transformation is alignment, not reinvention, meaning you're not becoming someone new, you're becoming who you were meant to be. You can see the full explanation of self-truisms in this previous episode. I hope this episode encourages you to continue working on the changes you promised for yourself at the beginning of the year, as well as any new inspirations you've identified. Also, please do take advantage of downloading my free gift, Living Life with Intention. I think you'll find it to be an hour well spent, and I look forward to your comments and thoughts. Whatever your personal goals, remember, you're choosing to focus on what aligns with your inner energy and learning to say no to things that simply drain you. You're optimizing existing strengths and making decisions from a state of conscious intent. Now, before we go, I want to take a minute to talk about another opportunity that I think you're going to find helpful. This fall, I'm hosting a 3-day in-person PSYCH-K basic workshop in St. Louis. This workshop is ideal for anyone wanting to learn how to rewrite their subconscious beliefs, as we've discussed here. Now, if you've stayed with me this long, I think you're really going to benefit from this opportunity. It's structured to be a highly interactive, empowering, and engaging workshop for learning to shift and replace old beliefs that no longer support you. Participants will learn the protocols needed to facilitate belief changes with yourself as well as with others. Again, this 3-day workshop is ideal for anyone seeking deep transformational change without weeks and weeks of effort. Like I said, I overcame my long-term fear of heights within 15 minutes of the 3-day workshop. I'm really excited to be able to make this offer available because it's the perfect option for anyone interested in mastering their own personal transformation. And honestly, when was the last time you stepped away from everything to really invest in your own deep work? I think you're going to love it. Registration will be limited, so click on the description below for more information and to reserve your spot. Imagine a new version of you where you get excited about the week ahead on Sunday evening. Thanks for watching, and remember, the answer is within you to build a better you and to own your destiny. Take care, and God bless.